One individual, upon the inquiry of, "Who are you?" would respond, "I am a doctor." Conversely, another might descend into silence, recognizing the profound nature of the question, understanding it as an inquiry into the essence of their ego. In my examinations of identity, I've discerned a subtle challenge in conversing with people. Many tend to latch onto their societal roles when asked about their identity, encompassing elements such as their name, family, societal standing, occupation, and hobbies. These, I note, are roles assumed within the social framework. There is an additional layer to this, the role of character playing. From the early stages of life, individuals are subtly instructed in the art of acting. We all, in essence, become performers, trained in this subtle art during childhood, even if it's not explicitly labeled as such. As children, we quickly grasp from our peers and parents what behaviors are deemed suitable and which are not. Parents are particularly invested in ensuring their offspring learn a societal role, fostering a recognizable identity. The prevailing trend in education seeks to streamline and stabilize these roles, making individuals more or less consistent in diverse social environments to avoid disconcertion. This societal conditioning leads us to embrace the notion of a real self, a genuine entity we are urged to discover and embody. The quest for self-discovery, for settling into a role, for maturation is perceived as synonymous with fitting into a societal mold. However, this expectation often leaves a segment of the populace in distress, struggling to find the right role, resulting in inner chaos and conflict. Yet, it becomes evident that the role one assumes is inherently a social construct. One cannot be an object to one's consciousness in the typical sense. Instead, from a personal standpoint, we are subjects. We only assume the status of an object when we adopt the perspectives and attitudes others project onto us. From the very inception of life, others serve as mirrors, reflecting back to us what they perceive, thereby shaping our understanding of who we are. It becomes a reciprocal process. We all contribute to defining each other's identities. This role-playing and identity shaping extend further into the concept of the ego. The prevailing sentiment is that within us resides an I center, a focal point that both receives experience and orchestrates our actions. However, as previously conveyed, this feeling of a separate, distinct self is illusory. It is akin to a hallucination, a misperception of how we function physiologically. Taking this exploration to a philosophical depth, it is imperative to recognize that our perceived identity, shaped by societal roles and egoic illusions, is essentially a social institution. The ego, with its purported center, dissolves under scrutiny, revealing a more profound interconnectedness with the cosmic play of existence. In essence, this inquiry into identity beckons us to reconsider the nature of the roles we play, the societal constructs we embrace, and the illusory ego that shapes our perceptions. It calls for a nuanced understanding that transcends conventional narratives, inviting us to explore the profound interplay of consciousness within the intricate fabric of existence. And this, the innermost aspect of myself, has been instilled in our contemporary understanding as, if not our soul, a manifestation of our bodily functions, a chemical efflorescence of the brain. The sensation of I, as previously expounded, is a notion taught in various ways. Yet this feeling of being a distinct I isolated from all other I's is nothing but an illusion, a hallucination. In the realm of physical functioning, we don't exist as separate entities, but rather as interconnected beings in such proximity to everything else that any division is practically non-existent. Throughout history and across diverse cultures, the mystic discerns the illusory nature of the ego. A revelation unfolds, a magnificent shock. The authentic I, fundamentally speaking, is the entirety of existence, the entire game, if you will. Whether labeled God, Brahman, the Tao, or any other term, the essence remains indifferent to nomenclature. So relax, don't worry, for this realization seldom emerges into consciousness akin to the brain's structure. omnipresent but not readily perceived, lacking memory. Much like the witch and the witcher, without a need for recollection. Memory, a regurgitation of undigested experiences, holds no necessity for the perpetually contented soul. While memory can be amusing, it is not indispensable for the broader experience, except in fleeting forms where the continuity of any particular form echoes through certain physical vibrations. Yet, as we traverse the intricate dance of life, we encounter a societal game, one peculiar with an unspoken first rule. This game is not a game, it is serious. Inherited social institutions like the church serve as arenas for seriousness. The church, with its earnest disposition, rarely harbors jesters. The congregational attitude implies standing in the presence of the utmost serious God the Father, demanding everyone to maintain a solemn demeanor. However, beneath the surface, there lingers an inherent fear that the game might be exposed. To circumvent this, society engages in a strange game, testing the boundaries of make-believe reality. Amidst this, a necessity arises for a new game, an interplay of game against non-game. How far can one go in revealing the game without entirely forsaking it? Few venture into this territory until prepared for the ultimate nirvana, where the show is relinquished entirely. Meanwhile, the captivating aspect lies in navigating the understanding that it is a game, yet embracing the joy of playing it. This, in the realm of Mahayana Buddhism, is encapsulated in being a bodhisattva, a person who doesn't entirely disclose their consciousness from the human game, but continues to engage with enthusiasm, well aware of its playful nature.